Brother.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, what a dip. I mean,
We are
dropping.
live and we are down today. Live and down. We're 3.61% down in the last day. But I'm not phased. Are you phased? What's going on in your mind?
Oh, please go down to
Come
like
on.
94, 92, 58K. Come on. Yeah, I think it's, when the world is a little scared, the first thing people do apparently is sell their Bitcoin, which is counterintuitive. It's not what you would think. You'd think that people would be rushing into the only secure asset that you can hold and escape to whatever jurisdiction you choose. But, hey, man, they want those cuck bucks. Give me my Federal Reserve tokens.
I mean, what do you think is causing the fear? Like World War III threats, or, the Civil War pending? What do we take your pick? I don't know.
Take your pick, dude. It's a smorgasbord of bullshit. I think, yeah, World War III seems to be the topic du jour, but I think there's also a recession looming, a big one. I think there's a market correction that we're probably going to see, and I think, yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how we get forward, and during these interest rate money easing, and you would think Bitcoin would be the one thing that people would want. I know I'm repeating myself, but panic in the streets, panic at the disco.
Yeah, it's really like a testament to the way that we see the world and it like these echo chambers that we kind of just put ourselves in. It's like I can't imagine anybody disagreeing with me because of course I have the most logical view of the world, and I do, right? I mean, but
Tribalism 101. That's right.
but
Everyone's wrong
it is
except
the
me.
same as Bitcoin. It's like, obviously we think like, why would anyone not want to own this thing in a time of global turmoil? But it's just we're living in a very crazy world, and this is sort of a symptom of that, I think, right? And it's yeah, and that's pretty much I think what's going on here. It's like the world's crazy. We're not crazy.
I know I'm not crazy. I've thought about it, so I know for sure that I'm not,
Yeah.
because that's apparently the test. If you can ask yourself whether or not you're insane, then you're not. You're cogent. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, why wouldn't people want the neutral, the neutral reserve asset? Why wouldn't you want the money that nobody can screw with instead of any alternative? And if you do have to run away because your country's getting bombarded, do you want to take 100 pounds of gold or 100 kilobytes of Bitcoin?
Yeah, man, I don't get it, but people will touch the stove and they'll learn the hard way. It's kind of what everybody goes through. It's interesting though because I'm doing shots of vodka. I'm
I
seeing
I wondered.
no, I had a little like coffee mushroom sort of mix in in
Oh
the
yeah.
coffee. But the mushrooms always kind of just settle at the bottom. So then I
Nice.
got to put a little bit of water at the end to get those nutrients anyway.
Terra
Uh,
firma.
yeah, I mean it's 10 in the morning here, so I don't start drinking vodka for another hour.
Yeah.
It's a little
Smart.
early for me.
Yeah. You don't want to be, yeah, putting it
Yeah,
on too quick.
I don't want to be sloppy. I'm looking at a survey. I subscribe to this media service. It's called Perception, and it's by an awesome dude uh, that goes by the name of Fernando. I don't know if you know Fernando, but
Sounds legit.
Fernando comes from Blockstream, Marcom kind of guy, and he created this
Oh,
incredible
yeah.
platform where you can see trends. It's great for, the industry that I'm in, and it's advantageous to have on behalf of our clients because I can track what's trending, like how many times, a client's mentioned, like if there's any narratives that are sort of popping up. They've got a lot of cool features, but that's my shout out to Fernando and to Perception. Check it out. But the thing I wanted to preface this because I'm looking at this growing trend. So kind of something that's just kind of like came out recently, and it says that there's a survey that shows that 86% of people, 86% of participants in the survey expect Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high by year end. And that makes me really bearish.
I agree, dude. That's the propaganda. That's what everyone's been. Even us, I'm guilty of that too. What I say last week, 400,000.
Yeah, so
Dude,
250,
we're all conditioned, man. We're all conditioned to, you know, I guess to parrot what everyone else is parroting. So
Here's the thing that does make me bullish in this, because there's a secondary stat that gives a little bit more insight. Out of the, let's call it 87% of people that think Bitcoin is going to go to a new all-time high by end of year, 40% expect the highs to be between 125 and 150. Only 40%. So
okay,
that's
that's
very
pretty
modest, you
that's
know?
pretty reasonable. We
Yeah.
got rate cuts on the table. You know, September is usually a down month, and we were before today. We were up like 8% on the month.
Yeah.
And October's good and November's good historically and December's pretty good. So, I mean, I think, you know, if you can look at some of the increases over those yearly charts, yeah, it should be up.
Hmm.
Plus there's nothing that says other than, you know, the black swans, the World War threes, there's nothing that really indicates that we are topping out. Demand is increasing, institutions, you know, they are here and mining hash rate, dude, it's at 1 zettahash, which is,
Wild.
you know, I'll tell you what it is. It is depressing when you're like me and you run two home miners, two solo miners. Like it's like feeding a tic tac to a whale. Like dude, there's no way I'm hitting a block. Doesn't mean I'm stopping, but
You
actually
still feel
added in.
good about yourself, though.
Oh yeah, dude, I got 14 or 15 terahashes, um, which you know that's like 3 bit axes
Yeah.
rolling every day. So
How's your energy bill looking?
I mean, it's bad, but not because of not because of those. Those I think cost me about $20 a month. I think they're like
Yeah.
anywhere from 10 to $20 each, and I only got two. So I mean, it's not like I'm over indexed.
Yeah.
Um, the problem is it's been so freaking hot, and another rabbit hole, dude. The AI data centers. That's what's making everything expensive,
Yeah.
soaking up the electricity, soaking up the water. You know, if you want to be scared of something,
Yeah, dude. It's
be scared
absolutely
living next to one of
crazy.
those.
Like the whole all the big attack on Bitcoin because it consumes energy. And then just for AI to come along, it's like, well, how are we gonna know things if we can't,
Yeah.
like ask
Grok,
AI?
is this true?
Yeah. How am I gonna write a shitty blog if I
Right.
can't use
Exactly. I'm not going to be able to argue with anyone on X if I can't use Grok to rebut their post.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's crazy because it is a grift. Like Bitcoin's not a grift, right? It's got so much value, but AI for the most part is a grift. Like there are some exciting things coming out around it and generally some stuff that it can be used for good, but a lot of it is just very grifty. And
Yeah,
the
dude,
fact that yeah,
we're gonna
70
be running.
70%, 80% grift, maybe higher, consuming that much electricity. But here's the thing. I a flourishing society uses energy. And so if
Yeah,
you look at any culture
right.
in the history of the world, they all used energy to get to that point. So we should be looking at energy consumption as a hallmark of, a building
Human
empire,
flourishing.
right?
Yeah,
Human
human flourishing.
flourishing. But what's just so interesting, you just have these like fucking communists and these neo-Marxists, globalist, crazy people that are attacking the energy that we could be using. We could be using nuclear energy. Like there's so much other potential. I mean, we could be drilling more, right? There's so
Oh
many
yeah,
ways to alleviate the price
yeah.
of energy on regular people, but you've got these gay race communists that are wanting to prevent that.
They can't get through my echo chamber, dude. I have sealed it off. I'm not
I'm
seeing their
done, dude.
posts. I've muted them, blocked them. So yeah, I believe that they're out there, but you know, I've probably done the wrong thing and not set myself up to get in those arguments. But you're right. I mean, I saw today that Google invested, I don't know, 5 billion into a mining company called Cipher Mining out of New York. And I think other people have talked about the merging of AI and Bitcoin mining. And I think that, is interesting. And that's probably where you're going to find a lot of use cases because they can share energy and drive a profit. I'd also say about I look at it as, like when ants go to battle and they just swarm whatever it is they're attacking, and you get this huge crowd at the bottom. That's AI. And there are a couple of ants that make it up to the top of the pile. That's what we're looking at, in my opinion. We're looking at like this, you know, I don't know, situation where a ton of energy is being thrown at it, but only a couple are going to be viable.
You know what kind of ants make it up to the top of the pile? Fucking sociopaths.
I was gonna say
Sociopathic
the ones
ants.
that don't care. Yeah, the ones that wait till the very end and aren't going to be the ones. They're calculating. But yeah,
The Antichrist makes
the
up
ant,
ant.
the
Antichrist.
ant. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Another
it's
rabbit
bad.
hole.
That's bad. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand
Peter
where it's coming from.
Thiel, Sam Altman, these are not people that we should be celebrating, but they're the winners in the pack, you know.
Yeah,
Even Elon Musk. I mean, you have more in common with like most people walking in on the street than you do with Elon Musk, right? And I don't know, like I'm appreciative of him buying X, and we've got freedom of speech, and he's retweeting a lot of really good stuff like Tommy Robinson, but like, man, I don't know, like I just don't I can appreciate that that helps us win these battles, but like ultimately I don't trust people like that, you know?
sure. And I think that's smart. You can't have any heroes.
No
I mean,
heroes whatsoever.
yeah,
Trump's not a hero, although
no,
like sometimes, when he almost got assassinated, I was like, this guy, and it's still incredible. So when I think back at him, like just gradually turning, I mean, I still get chills thinking about that. But yeah, I mean, you have to hold these people accountable. You can't just be like, we trust you 110%, like do what you want. We don't live in a world like that anymore. You just have to kind of chimp out to get what you want. I mean, if they didn't chimp out about the whole H-1B visa situation with Vivek Ramaswamy, who I like, and like Elon, then we wouldn't see what we've been seeing these last like couple weeks, which we still have a far way to go. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. It's like at least I guess at least Trump is kind of a populist, right? He's a populist. So at least like if
mm,
enough people, I don't know. I
yeah.
mean,
Is he a globalist though? Come on. Like
yeah, I
what he
mean,
ran as a populist.
he ran as a populist.
He
Yeah.
was a populist, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't think so. I think it's fine to kick him to the curb.
Yeah, I mean, and JD Vance talks good. We don't need to get into all the politics and stuff.
Ah, man, it's just such an ugly basket when you start sifting through it because you mentioned people, like you said, who's the Palantir guy, the
Peter
billionaire who you
Thiel.
just mentioned, Peter Thiel. Yeah. I mean, these guys are all connected. And,
Yep.
I've lived my life thinking, you know what, I'm just going to live below the radar. I'm just going to do my thing, stay out of the fray, and I still want to do that to some extent, but we can't really do that anymore. You have to take a stand. You have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to believe in something. The days of just hoping somebody else will solve your problem is over. And I don't
Yeah.
even think, like if you were to fast forward us to 2028, do you vote for Trump's third term or his protege or, obviously like you hold your nose, but it's not like we're going to have anyone that I'm going to be excited about. That's my prediction. I will not be excited about whoever we have to vote for.
Yeah.
They're not going to help.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, you have choices, and that's about it. And when I think about the person I was like years ago that would just sort of sit on the fence, but tell myself that I was being level-headed and playing, and looking at both sides, and I could see this, I could see that, and I was like, I'm smart, man, because like I'm kind of staying out of this, and I'm sort of hedging here, and I'm the rational one. But then I look back on that person, I'm like, that person was a coward.
Yeah.
That person, like, you need to have an opinion about the things that matter most. And it's okay to be wrong and look back on that and say I got that wrong, but we really don't have the luxury of not being loud about this kind of stuff now. you have to stand up, you have to talk about what you believe in, you have to fight for what you believe in, and get in the game. Because if you don't, you're just a coward. And I say that as that person that was a coward, you know? And yeah.
So digital ID, what do you do in the UK? I mean, you hit the streets, right? You refuse, you don't comply, you mock, ridicule, raise awareness, and you don't accept it, right?
You don't
I mean,
accept it
you
under.
know the tough thing is, being introspective here. Everyone in the US pretty much has a real ID. Like we have a
Yeah.
digital ID. It's on my driver's license, and if I'm going to take my kids to school, I got to be able to drive. So
Yeah.
I sympathize with, I can't point fingers at them and say you guys are idiots, haha, because I'm just as guilty as they are. I was forced to take it in order to get my driver's license. But I do feel for them because it looks like they're going to be connected to government services, bank accounts, health records, like full on China style in Britistan.
Dude, I watched this Tyler Oliveira,
No.
YouTuber.
Mm-mm.
No. Well, check him out. Check him out on YouTube. He's good. That's my second plug of the day. Although we're
We'll
not.
put all these sponsors along the bottom. We'll just,
He's like a travel vlogger, so he goes to all these different spots, but he's really been putting a spotlight on, the illegal immigration and the legal immigration of the Muslim populations. And he did one that he dropped, I think, yesterday or a couple days ago in England. And he was there for like the huge protests on behalf of Charlie Kirk and other things that they're protesting for. And I'm watching all his firsthand videos. He's like in the crowds, and Antifa is like fighting with these patriots. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I don't see any way out of this that doesn't involve chaos.
yeah, there
That
is no
does
way out.
that
There,
doesn't involve,
yeah,
you can't avoid, like, because you want to do it non-violently, and you have to go about it non-violently. But if you're being effective as, like, the Patriots are, then eventually, the powers that be are going to take violent action against them. And then that creates, so it's like almost, it's a very chaotic thing, and that's really unfortunate. But I don't see any way. I mean, if they want to have a country, if they want to have an England of, the years past, right, which is like 50
they
years,
don't.
then
They
like they
don't.
have to fight.
Yeah, well, the leadership, I don't think does. I think, yeah, there are probably people that are living over there that wish it was, like the good old days. But that's gone. I
It's
mean,
really sad,
economically,
dude. It really bums me out. Sometimes
economically,
I get really black-pilled with it. Like when I watch these videos, I'm like, I get a bit demoralized before I re-energize and, like, put channel that energy. Like I have those moments where I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's so sad. Like my grandfather fought in the Korean War, and he was injured and everything, and like if he could see the way things were right now, and I know he like saw the way that things were, you going, just digressing toward the end of his life, like they didn't fight for this shit,
no, man.
you know?
No. I mean, goodness. We can backtrack on that a lot because I think that, even my grandfather is in World War II.
Hmm.
They weren't fighting for the reasons that they were sold. I mean, this was a bankers' war. This was two
Yeah.
bankers funding the war, and that are funding both sides of the war. And it's not what we were taught.
No.
And I think you're sold a bill of goods. I mean, look at what our Middle East excursions in the last 20 years.
Yep.
How many patriots thought, oh, we were attacked by a foreign country, we got to go get them? That's a very, I can understand that reaction. I remember feeling that way. And then 20 years later, you realize the whole thing was set up. It was a ruse. It wasn't real. And now you've got, thousands of families that were affected by the response in addition to the initial attack. It's just awful.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's an Army Ranger. He did a few tours in Afghanistan and one in Iraq, I believe, as a sniper, you know, uh, in the action and everything. And it's interesting because when I talk to him about it, like these types of things, he's a very quiet person. He doesn't have any regrets about GWAT. Like, and I asked him, I was like, what about like Russia and Ukraine? He's like, I would love to get sent over. He's
Oh
just
yeah.
there's like guys that like just like war, and they're
Okay.
just like, built for that and they don't really care. They're like, I'm American, I don't care. I'm not thinking you know, about bankers. I wish he were a little bit more I don't know, aware of that, but at the same time, like you need guys like that. And I'm like, he's badass. And yeah, I don't know. It's so easy to get us into new wars. I don't like I thought about joining when I was younger and I tried to join the Coast Guards. I thought it would be cool to like jump out of helicopters and stuff and like save people because I was a lifeguard. And I went through when I moved here and I was 20, 21, 22 years old and I was going to grad school. I was getting ready to go to grad school. I was like, oh, I can join the Coast Guards and I can do grad school on the side. And then, so I did all the tests, passed all the tests and everything. And then I didn't pass medical. So then I
Mhm.
couldn't do it, which I won't share why on this stream. I'll tell you in private. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling on here, so just take it away from me. I'm saying the dumbest
Let's
shit.
buy some Bitcoin, dude. I want to buy it before
You can
pump
cut
some
all
game.
that out. I'm just rambling. I had like 2 cups of coffee and a
Yeah.
bunch of chaga mushrooms.
It's all good, dude. Let's just stack some sats.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I appreciate the background. It's interesting to hear about because, and like you said, like we change the way we think about things so often, right? And I think it just goes to show you, like, it is important uh, to be aware of everything. All right,
What are you buying?
21 bucks.
21. I'm doing it.
There it
You know what,
goes.
brother? I hope that we stay down at these levels because I'm getting paid in Bitcoin at the end of the month. You know, I would love to get paid around this level.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I think so too. Last month at the end, it was 107. So, I mean,
Is
you know,
that
there's,
right? Yeah, last a month ago,
yeah,
107.
yeah, because I'm getting paid in Bitcoin as well. And so it's something on my
Yeah.
mind. You know, I want as many sats as possible. But yeah, I think this is good. This is a good healthy pullback. And even if I wasn't buying Bitcoin, you know, and I was just holding it, I still, well, I mean, how do you not buy it when it's at 109?
I
But I
think
think this is good. I think we're only going up, I guess is what I'm thinking.
I just want more regular folks to get involved here. It's so much better. Like we don't really have any new entrants into the Bitcoin Twitter. I don't know. Like I haven't seen Mr. There. Have you?
Yeah, there was a strong pleb class in 21 when I joined,
Yeah.
and I feel like the following couple years are pretty good. I think this year maybe it just takes people time to come out of the woodwork. I remember I didn't really start posting memes until maybe 6 or 9 months through my first year. I spent a lot of time just like browsing and learning and trying to not sound like an idiot. And one of my first memes got picked up and put on the Simply Bitcoin show.
Oh,
And
that's
I thought,
crazy.
like at that time, I was like, I'm a new pleb. Like this is crazy. Like we're friends. Of course we were, but but that was a big deal, you know. And it's been downhill since there.
Yeah. Dude, I get like no engagement. I get like 1 or 2 likes. I think it's because I'm using the words retard too much and
Yeah,
F word and stuff like that. They ping you, but I can't
yeah.
stop using the words. I
No,
can't.
dude, you're throwing tomatoes at the people who need it, and I just
I just like
I mean, that happens though. I had like a post go viral ish like a couple weeks ago, and I thought, oh, sweet. And so I had all this stuff lined up, and nothing hits, man. I get like 4 likes from a couple of really nice people.
yeah, that's it. And I'm like, my man, every time I get a
Yeah,
like, there's like a few that I'm just like, dude, thank you.
yeah, dude, totally.
I
But
don't even see your stuff. Like, I never see your posts.
really,
The only time I see your stuff is like when I have to go to your profile. but like it doesn't, it's not really popping up for me.
Oh, see, so I'm shadow banned also. I'll just start posting all my content as replies to yours, and
Yeah,
then
do that. Just start
and then
tagging me in everything.
we'll help each other out.
CC, cold hard sets.
There you go, dude.
That won't get annoying at all.
You
Yeah.
got to juice the algorithm. Stay one step ahead.
Well, what else, man? What else is going on? Anything top of mind?
I went to a Bitcoin meetup in my town last week, and it was an odd mix of people. It was so weird.
Tell me
There
about it.
was there was a ton of people that, or not a ton, there was only like 9 people, but there was a good number of people that, it seemed like they had a pretty good knowledge of Bitcoin. But then there's a young guy who all fresh faced and excited, and he's stacking sats on strike, and he's got his fold card, and he's talking about, Mark Moss videos and Sailor videos. And it's just like, you're so young and naive. You don't know how dark this place gets. Just
Yeah.
give it like another, 6 months, and you're gonna be, grizzled old man like the rest of us. But
Yeah, grizzled, war torn old veteran,
yeah,
little
just
pup dog.
cynical.
You know?
Yes, like you said, calling everyone a retard, just cynical, and your heroes are, absolutely embarrassing themselves. And
Yeah.
it's an easy way to get churned out, spending all your time on X and meeting people in real life. Eh, maybe it's good. Maybe it's not for me. I don't know.
I don't think I have any heroes in Bitcoin at this point.
Satoshi.
Yeah.
He walked away, dude. Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, the people who disappeared are the heroes, right? Uh, Antop, I think, is still just a huge figure intellectually. And I don't know if he's a shitcoiner or if that's just his disguise to evade the scrutiny, but I think there are not many.
Not many. Not many. Including us, my friend. We are not your fucking heroes. So don't.
That's right. Yeah, don't make me a heroine.
No.
So you getting drafted over there or what? If we go into World War III, are you putting your boots on? What's going on?
Well, I mean, if it's like a guerrilla, militia force, then I think yeah. But
Oh,
if it's like in an official capacity, then I don't think I could because I didn't. I mean, I tried to join the Coast Guards and didn't get past medical.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. But like, I can't see myself like not being involved in some capacity. Maybe just I'll be like the PR liaison for the militias. I'll
Yeah.
kind of
I mean, for me, like, I feel like they're going to
I'll
need
draft the
me.
announcements when we win battles. I'll be like,
There you go. Carry the flag, do the drums.
yeah.
I'll make memes for the guys.
We'll be in the
That'll,
war just in we're like the brains of the operation, right? It's like we're gonna have to sway the people through through meme warfare and through public relations warfare.
okay, now, yeah, now you're saying like propaganda department. Okay,
That's right. Yeah, we're like
I can
the
go
the
with that.
Goebbels. Yeah.
Yeah, wild times. I mean, I honestly, we kind of skipped over it, but the digital ID for the UK is that weighs on me. I feel bad for those people, and I think it's like it could be flipped on here too.
Yeah, we're living in absolute um unprecedented times, right? Because just, I mean, the technology that exists right now for surveillance is like it's such a dark tool that the
Hmm.
powers that be can use, and it's really hard to organize without using technology, right? So if you kind of
Hmm.
if you can get in the way of that, you can track everything, you can stop people from organizing, you can get them addicted to just being, shit posting on Twitter instead of going into the streets. Like there's so many really advanced ways that they can use the technology to, put out any kind of sparks before they become fires. And
Hmm.
again, like I'm sorry, but I go through like bits of despair when I think about that and I kind of play it out. And I'm like, when I'm looking at everybody, like, are they even going to stand up for themselves? Are we going to stand up for ourselves? Like, we just keep putting that off. Oh, next week. Yeah, maybe
Hmm.
next week. We'll see. I don't know. But it's dark times for sure. Thank God for Bitcoin. Thank God for sovereign technology like that, where regardless of where you're at, you can use it and you can flee any war-torn area that you're in, and you can send money to anyone that you want to send without any government interference or anything like that. And just imagine where we'd be without that.
And ammo.
And ammo. Hell yeah. Ammo for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna like start there's different like clubs and stuff, just like guys that get around and like train together and learn about different things. One's called the Old Glory Club, which I'm looking but they've got like different branches throughout the country. This seems like some cool stuff. Like
Yeah.
I might get involved at some point. Just to you want to have like a network of real life people that
hmm
could have your back if some shit goes down, or you could have their back if shit goes down.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking the past couple days is I really haven't done enough to build a circular economy where I live. You
Yeah.
know, where okay, let's say I can't get into my bank account because I refuse the digital ID, um, which isn't the case today, but could be. Like, do I know anyone that would accept Bitcoin if I needed food? You know,
hmm And that,
and
yeah,
that's where that's where it starts. You need food, you need water, and
yeah,
it starts at the basics, and then everything builds on top of it. But I think that's also another thing to be thinking about seriously is like who else, like you said, who else do I know? Who's in walking distance? You know,
yeah.
that's the key.
Yeah, I think a lot of these clubs, they've got some very smart people in them that understand combat and they understand defense tactics and, politics and how to organize and all that kind of stuff. But like, I think that they probably aren't really plugged into Bitcoin, right? So if you could help that be a tool and get people acclimated with it, then build circular economies with those individuals that like own farms and like that's the way to do it. It's got to be a grassroots kind of thing. That's the only way we're gonna change anything, I think, as it pertains to Bitcoin, like the meaningful change, the kind of change that we want to see where you have more everyday people that are using it and buying it.
hmm Yeah,
Not this bullshit ETF institutionalization of Bitcoin kind of thing. I could care less.
dude, that's like captured Bitcoin.
Yeah, I could care less
Like
about
you're,
that.
I just want price exposure. It's like, shut up, dude.
I know.
Price exposure.
Get out
Come
of
on.
here.
All right, man.
All
Well,
right, dude.
that's good. I feel semi black pilled, semi well white pilled. Still got the orange pill.
Maybe next week we'll do the white pill episode.
All right. Well, we'll see if we're still
We'll
here in a
see.
week. We'll see if we're still here in a week.
Bye, brother.
See ya.
Peace.